What is up, peoples? Driving on the interstate, so I'm not going to look at the camera a whole lot, but I want to do a video while I'm driving because it's boring. Number two, I wanted to talk about this topic. Listen, before we get into the video, if you've ever had your significant other get upset with you because all you talk about is pressure washing and soft washing and dirty roofs and dirty driveways, and that's all you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go on, hit it now. All right, so talking to a guy yesterday. He's in the queue, semi-local dude. Brandon, I'm talking about you. So let me talk to you guys about what we were getting at, talking last night at church. I thought it was a really good story, and it's a good kind of learning moment here. So guys, I see you commenting, but I'm driving, so I can't really look at the camera. I gotta, I don't want to be texting and driving, but I'm just gonna let it run while I'm doing my thing. I'm headed to the stove. So me and him were talking. He's in the queue, and he was saying, hey, I don't want to go ahead and get, jobs lined up. I've got my Facebook page set up. I haven't launched it yet. I'm working on a website. I got some yard signs coming, but I don't want to put them out there until, I'm getting my stuff. So I said, hey, don't do that. In fact, I would actually do the exact opposite. Now, we've had other guys, we've had this a lot, where they're in the queue, they're about halfway through their wait time, and they call us and they're freaking out. They say, hey, I've got all these jobs lined up. When is my stuff going to be ready? Like, I got jobs on the books. Or used to, what we would do is give a guy an actual pickup date. We'd say, hey, you're buying it today. We'd look out in the future and say, looks like we'll have you done on X Friday. Well, too many things can happen between here and there, so we stopped doing that a long time ago. We'll give you like a range, of a few weeks-ish, depending on how things flow. But yet we still get dudes who are the opposite of who I was talking about earlier. They'll say, man, I got all these jobs. I got to have this trailer because I got jobs, and I don't know, you guys are losing me money. No, that's not right either. So there's somewhere in the middle of these two mindsets that we'd like to be. Number one, dude over here, right? Let's look at this mindset. Do we absolutely do no marketing, no sales, no, posting? We don't put any yard signs out. We don't do anything until we get our equipment. Why would you do that? Well, the reasoning is they don't want to have customers getting upset at them because they're waiting. Okay, and that makes sense. That's a valid thing to think about. But let's go to the other side of that spectrum, and you've got the guy that goes out and books all these jobs, and he doesn't even have any equipment yet, and then he winds up looking like a dummy because the customers are pissed off. So what we're trying to avoid here, there's a ditch on both sides of this road. Pissed off customers over here, and you ain't got no jobs lined up over here, right? So we would ideally like to, can we get jobs and not piss off the customers and not have all those problems? Because if we can, I think that's the best scenario. So here's what I would do. If I ordered some equipment, and guys, if you're in the queue, go ahead and start doing this. Maybe you're going to pull the trigger on something soon, or maybe, over the winter time, you're going to order something and be ready for winter, or you're going to build your own rig or whatever. I'd say about a month before you anticipate launch time or launch day, go ahead and start marketing. Put some yard signs up, put some flyers, run a Facebook ad, do some door knocking, do whatever you got to do. And here's how you would structure that to the customer. You would say, hey, Mr. Customer, listen, I'm anticipating some brand new equipment that I've got on order, and here's a thing, guys. Always remember this. If you can't fix it, feature it, okay? I've got some brand new equipment on order. It's going to be able to take care of your property here without damaging anything. And so let's go ahead and get you on the schedule. That way, as soon as I get this stuff, we can come out and get you guys taken care of. And now you've got to over-communicate the issue of it's going to be a little bit of a time gap, right? So you just make sure you tell them that. You don't want to lie to them. You don't want to say, I'll be out here next Tuesday, and your stuff's still, nowhere even close to being finished. So you got to be upfront. You got to say, hey, it's going to be a minute, but you can't fix that, so you feature it. You make it sound good to the customer. And before you know it, you may have 25 grand on the books, right? How awesome is that? You come and pick up your skid or your trailer, and you've got $20,000 worth of jobs scheduled on the books. Now, some portion of those people are probably going to get upset when it goes over the 2-3 week mark. They're going to call you and they're going to say, look, I really need my house washed. And you're thinking, dummy, I told you that it was going to be a while. It doesn't matter. You know you told them. You know you were upfront about it. And the good thing is only very few of those people that you're going to have to deal with. And most of those you can re-explain and say, hey, you remember I told you that it was going to be a while. I promise you I'll get to you as soon as I can. You may lose one or two, right? You may lose... Sean Hodges is texting me about items in the back seat. I can't talk about them. It's a Facebook Live video, wink, wink. So you might lose a few of them, but the positive is you've got jobs ready to go, chomping at the bit. Now, here's what you wouldn't want to do. You wouldn't want to come get your equipment and then go take a week off to go on vacation because you've had these people waiting. So get to them as quickly as humanly possible. But sales first. Don't start worrying about all the how you're going to fulfillment issues. You're fixing problems that don't exist. Get the sales, okay? Get the sales, lock them in. Go ahead and have them on the schedule. How nice is that to be able to go home? You're 5 weeks out from getting your equipment, and you can look at a legal pad of all these names and all these dollar figures out beside them. You tally that stuff up, and you're like, golly, man, I got $26,000 on the books. As soon as I get this equipment, the equipment's already paid for. I can't tell you how many guys have done that. They've played it right. They didn't book themselves on this end of the spectrum to the point where they got pissed off people. They didn't overpromise and underdeliver. But on the far end of the other side of the spectrum, they didn't sit around and wait either. So as soon as they get it, boom, they're ready to strike. Hope that video makes sense, guys. That is how I would play it. Sales, number one. If you don't have sales, you don't have a business. You got to have sales. So it's a balancing act between getting sales and not getting people mad at you. But a lot of it's just honest communication. Just be honest with people. If they get mad at you, but you were honest, there's nothing you can do about that. They probably would have got mad at you no matter what you done, right? So always be honest with stuff, and you can go to bed, you can sleep good at night. Hope you guys are having a great week. We're rolling out a ton of equipment tomorrow. The guys are at the shop knocking out a trailer today. A lot of stuff is leaving out tomorrow. So we have a big pickup next Friday and Saturday. We're doing Serious Starter. That event is sold out. So we won't have a pickup on that next coming up Friday, but we will be building equipment that next week as well. So we're rolling pretty good as long as supply chain can keep up. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Boop. End.